Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an interesting day it has been today, and hopefully, this day is remembered for the right reasons that there needs to be some sort of change and accountability from the larger institutions in the trading space of India. Today, NSE shut down essentially after having problems all day, shut down around 11:40 and made one statement saying that their internet service provider is the problem. That being said, the first question in anyone's mind was who is BSE's internet service provider and why are they functioning? Secondly, if they have only two internet service providers, why are there no more redundancies than that? All that being said, today we saw that after NSE shut down, there was a big up move on HDFC Bank, Reliance, and a bunch of other PSU banks, which brought in a lot of fear into the short sellers, which is why when NSE reopened, there was almost 250 points of short covering up move. We were stuck in quite a bad position, and initially after the market opened, we were not even able to exit that position because the broker said MIS orders not allowed. That being said, by the time we could exit, we had already taken quite a bit of damage on our positions. This is one of the things that is a cost of doing business, because when we sign on those papers while opening our trading account, we sign away any and all rights that we have to ask for compensation or to protest against what the exchange, the broker, or anybody else who's a part of the system can do. That being said, we managed to do better than what would have happened had we not been able to exit our position. And we have also taken an overnight position. Today was one of those days that shows you the power of short covering and what it can do to a market. So I hope you have some takeaways from this video. Have a great evening. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So looks like we've had a slightly positive bias opening today. That being said, yesterday night US markets did quite well, wherein we had higher highs, higher lows situation trending throughout the entire day. US futures are kind of flat though, but we still remain quite range bound. Asian markets this morning playing catch up. So what's happening on the side of Nifty, Bank Nifty? Currently, with the OI position build up as well as the range that we're keeping, we are working with this range holding for today, which is 14,600 roughly on the downside and 14,850 on the upside. So our current position, we started with a wider strangle, but we had to move up our puts because of the up move that we're seeing, and that we didn't see a big sell off. So currently we're sitting on a 300 point strangle, which is worth about 65 points. We are expecting this to decay by the end of the day to about 30 points or lower. So the target for today will be about 30 to 35 points. Today being a Wednesday, these options are going to expire tomorrow, which is why there should be a good amount of decay if we remain range bound. The volatility has been quite high intraday lately, so we are going to try and start locking in our position by around 2 o'clock, 2:30, and setting tight stop losses to get out. So we'll keep you posted. Should be an interesting day. Being a Wednesday should be in our favor. Okay, so now we're seeing a big up move being led by Bank Nifty. So we're going to move up our puts again. We're not moving up our puts too aggressively because this kind of volatility is there and there's no reason to assume some big upside. Right now we see a lot of straddle positions being built up around 14,800 and 14,700. So I'm going to be too aggressive. We will still take less risk on the put side. Yeah. Yeah, so what we're doing is, since the up move really expands the calls, we're not buying. If we thought this up move is going to continue to go further, then we would sell a put which is at the same price or more expensive than what our current call is trading at, but that obviously exposes us to more of a reversal risk. But that being said, we don't want to do that, but we still want to risk manage this call, which is why we are moving to a put which is slightly cheaper, right? Almost 20% cheaper. So yeah, we'll keep you posted. The time is 10:06. Oh, just thought I'll throw this in there. Yeah, so Nifty has been frozen for a while. Posted this on the group, but basically use Nifty future for reference when Nifty itself is frozen. The time is 10:40 and our update is so far we seem range bound around 15,800. So that being said, we're holding this position and we will continue to hold. Good thing we didn't move our puts up too much because reversal took off about 12 points from the call side and added only about 6 points to the put side. Okay, 11 o'clock update. There is no data coming in from NSE with respect to the indexes, but of course trading continues, and so that being said, we use the futures for reference. So for now we seem to be range bound around 14,800 and our view continues to remain exactly the same. So we are holding a triangle which has 250 points and we will continue to hold for the day because towards the end, provided not too much volatility, these will crash a lot, crash by close to 50% of what they opened at, and we'll keep you posted. This is the 11 o'clock update. Okay, we're seeing some big up move and we will have to move up our puts here. Okay, the time is 11:11 and we've moved up our puts now to manage the calls that expanded almost 14 points in a matter of few seconds. The reason is we are seeing this bank Nifty breakout happening here slightly and pushing Nifty up as well. So for now this should be enough to manage. Okay, slight panic mode now because the entire market seems to be frozen and no trading is going on. So we moved down our calls and we're trying to exit, but the entire market itself is frozen. So our order gets rejected and it says not available for trading. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use SGX Nifty as a reference for whatever is happening, and actually we're powerless at this point of time because regardless what happens on SGX Nifty, we can't make any changes to our position. So this is going to be very, very interesting. The worst part is NSE is probably going to come out and say it wasn't their fault and there will be no penalties on NSE whatsoever. Nothing will happen. SEBI will be like, ये सब चलता है market में. Okay, the time is 12:42 and so far Singapore futures are showing an open around 14,750 itself, That being said, we're not sure now what happens to MIS orders. There might be a massive surge of liquidity and all kinds of random volatility with options prices at the open. Zerodha has confirmed that bracket orders and cover orders I think will be squared off at open. Not sure what is going to happen since our position is at MIS. At this point, you're just like, this is cost of doing business. This risk has to be incorporated into your trade. So that being said, hopefully if we are getting squared off, there isn't too much slippage, and yeah, all you can do now is hope there isn't too much slippage, not much else. Worst way to trade, with hope, but this happens. So let's see what the pre-open looks like. Okay, the pre-market was supposed to open at 1 o'clock, or there was no confirmation from NSE, just random news channels saying random things, and that doesn't seem to be the case. Last updated at 9:07. So not sure what's happening, and there doesn't seem to be any communication as well. So now we're just going to wait and watch. The thing is, even though we might not make a big move from wherever we halted, the problem will not be the move. The problem will be the fact that there will be a rush of orders now, and brokers, if they're unable to internally square off their risk one client and against another, then they will square it off against the market at any price, and there might be a lot of slippage happening then. So no clear communication at all. The time is 1:10. Okay, so the update is that if NSE doesn't open for the day, which is now starting to seem more and more likely, the time right now is 2:55, then all these positions, which for all practical purposes are naked, will be carried to the next day and probably squared off in the morning, or God knows what's going to happen. But this is the one thing that we've always wanted to avoid, which is why we do intraday and we don't carry forward. We have 248 lots of Nifty strangles. So 248 lots which have a break even on the upside of 14,920 with 120 points in strangle. Downside will be 14,580. Now this could be a lottery trade, but not a trade that we wanted to take. But these are the risks of trading in a market where anything can happen, and yeah, it's just extremely surprising. But we'll have to wait and watch what to do. There's no point in fretting about it now because there's nothing that can be done. So most likely looks like it. If we don't open for the day, this is going to be the last video for today. That being said, let's see what happens either today or tomorrow. Okay, I'm trying to exit.
The camera is shaking.
And this is the result. Yeah. Okay, what a day. After all the mess up, as I was on my way back home, I got a message 5 minutes in that the market is reopening. And yeah, I had to manage from the phone and whatnot, and really got messed on the call side. So the calls really bled, and we couldn't really manage. We should have got out early, but we weren't able to exit our position because of something said MIS orders rejected or whatnot. Finally, by the end of the day, we've taken quite a bit of damage here in here. But that being said, we have now carried home. We moved up our hedges and we've carried home the 15,000 short straddle with very good hedging. So iron butterfly. And the plan will be to manage from here tomorrow for the expiry. There was quite a good amount of premium. There was about 130 points of premium, and that being said, effectively right now there is 130 points of premium, and we've paid close to 30 points in the form of hedging. So we can say 34-35 points. So that gives us a plus minus 95 range, and the plan for tomorrow will be to manage this trade. Pretty insane day. I don't know what happened from NSE's side. There was no communication. Nobody knew his market is opening, not opening, what is happening. Randomly, you get a call 5 minutes before saying that the market is going to open. And yeah, it's just one of those days. You have to just consider it part of doing business. That being said, we'll keep you posted. We'll catch you at the next one. Have a great evening.
Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. To find us on Twitter, Telegram, and Facebook, use the username NiftyBN. Also, we post some of our trades to the community tab, so do not forget to check that from time to time.